Yeah. My electronics be trying to play me all the time. But anyway, hey y'all, hey, listen. Um, I'm back with another step to step aside, the 7-step guide to getting out of your own way. Um, we're on step 3. That's like halfway through. Um, yeah, especially considering step 3 is a 3-step step. I did not do that on purpose. It kind of just happened that way because I know step 2 was a 2-step step, but it just happened. So we gonna go with it because it's necessary, right? Um, if you recall, the first part of step 2, part A, was to get out of the fight against yourself. Here's why. Okay, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. And so that made it necessary for us to get out of our own, way, get out of the fight with ourselves. Um, so keeping that in mind as we venture into step 3, the first part to step 3 is to stop. Literally stop. I'm sure if you're applying these steps to some part of your life right now at this point, you're probably overwhelmed because the work has started. Once you have accepted and decided to get out of your own way, you begin the work. Once you decided to get out of the fight against yourself and get off the hamster wheel, you're doing the work. And so maybe by now you feel a bit overwhelmed. Absolutely normal. And it's okay. If you have not started to apply these steps to any part of your life, when you get to this part, you're going to feel a bit overwhelmed. And I'll tell you why. It's because this is the part where the work gets so real that it starts to show up in your days. The process. So when I say stop, I mean to literally stop and assess what is going on around you, your space, the season that you're in your life, this chapter. Assess your relationships. Assess yourself. How are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling spiritually? Where are you? What's going on with you? And this is probably one of the hardest steps because this step, forces us to do the thing that most people do not like to do, which is look inward and deal with what's there. This is the part where you have to undress some stuff and address it. What does that mean? See it, acknowledge it, face it, fix it. Hard work, but you have to stop and be aware so that you can be open to these findings. So stop. Take it all in. Lay it all out and look at it. Then part B. Breathe. It is so important that we take this time to really. How often do you realize you have not just taken a breath? I do it all. I'm so guilty of getting so into what I have going on that I don't just take a moment to woosah. That's why my morning meditation is so important, because I know that once I start my day, once I get into my day, it is hard to remember to take a moment. And then, I find myself wound up, or I'm just like, whew, I need a moment. Don't let yourself get to that point. I'm preaching to the choir right now. I'm talking to you, talking to me. I'm seeing you, see me, see you, see me. Yeah. So it's one of those things, you have to breathe. If you ever do any sessions with me, any workshops, any of those things, I always open up with the breathing exercise. Throughout, I check in. I will tell you to breathe, because you may forget. In your process, you may forget to just, and that's so very important to do. So yeah, breathe, literally, because your breathing is a clear indicator of your stress levels. Right now, you're probably watching this. Your shoulders are probably up to your neck, eyebrows up in the sky, jaws clenched, breathing shaky or heavy. Relax, 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 relax. But in this breathing, get into these few things. What is going on? What's making you happy in this current chapter? What brings you joy? What brings you peace, mental stability? And then think about what does not. Because what does not have to go. And remember, we said you can't take everything with you. So, yeah, take into account that much while you're breathing. Take some self-inventory. Are you happy where you are? How is your temple, mind, body, and spirit? Are you well? And then part C to step 3. I was about to say part C to step 3 is to consider your stance. Oh, and this is the part. This is the part. If you've ever fought in real life, right? If you can fight it, if you know. If you don't have good footing, you lost that fight before you even started. Like before anybody has taken a swing, if your stance is off, you lost before it even got started. You have to consider your stance. This is the expert battle move right here. And it is the move that determines your next move. Consider your stance. Are you grounded enough? Is your mind clear enough? Because if it's not, you're not going to be paying attention. So you got to have a clear mind so you can kind of almost anticipate what your opponent is doing or is about to do, so that you're not caught off guard. And life catches you off guard. But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Listen, get ready so that you are ready, so that you stay ready, so that you ain't got to get ready for what's coming next. Because now you're actually doing the work. Now you're actually in it. Now you are actually walking and moving toward that thing that made you start to implement these 7 steps. That thing that was on the other side of that blockage, that thing that was on the other side of you being in your own way. Now you're moving toward it. So, in this moment, consider your stance. Think about what you would like to see happen next, where you would like to be, what you would like to be, why. What's your why for these things? What did you learn in your breathing? What did you learn in your last chapter? What did you learn that is preparing you to be ready to move forward? What did you gain? What is your strategy? What's your plan moving forward? This part is where you start to do the footwork, the real work, the physical, tangible work. This part is where you start to see results. Step by step. But pace yourself and be patient with yourself always. But have it in your mind what it's going to be. Because now is where you start to do the manifesting. Now is where you start to speak your win into existence. And actually do it with some intention in it. Because that's the only way that it's going to work. You got to do the work. You got to set the intention. You got to do the work. And be patient with yourself. And in letting go of these things that kept you bound and moving forward, being able to say these things no longer serve me, you got to then enter in what serves you. When I let this go, I become this. This is the time to think about all of those things because you are moving forward. We getting on with the getting on now. Okay? Listen, let me tell you something about step 3. Joke. It's not a game. It's not a game. And once you can get through step 3, it really makes the rest of this process a walk in the park. But Gotta get through this part. Because it's holding a mirror to yourself. And everybody can't deal with what they see in the mirror. And that's okay. But just instead of looking at it as a means of picking yourself apart, see it as an opportunity. Okay? In the midst of all chaos, there is always opportunity. I promise you that. So step 3, stop, breathe, consider your stance. It's that simple or not. But as always, I appreciate you rocking with me. Thank you for investing in yourself, in your life, in your wellness. By even just tuning in and watching these videos. Even if you're not applying the steps, the fact that you are watching these videos, or engaging in any of my content, is working on your wellness. And I'm thankful for that, because if one of us can get better, it is betterment for all of us. So keep rocking with me. Let me keep on bringing you good stuff. I am. Follow me on Instagram if you are not, SJ Speaks 111. YouTube, subscribe, SJ Speaks. Join the RVA Project Facebook group, which is where we will be live tomorrow at 7:30. Basically covering step 2 and step 3, expanding on it for clarity. If this video, anything in here resonated with you, you have any questions, you need something further explained, or you want to get deeper into a particular part of this, let's do it tomorrow, 7:30, Facebook Live. The RVA Project group. I think that's it. If you have not purchased your swap meet ticket, they are still available, but not for long. So you should get on that, because that's an experience you do not want to miss. Tickets are available at Eventbrite, or you can Cash at me, PayPal me, DM me for more details if you have not come across a flyer. They are everywhere, though. We got some guest speakers coming through. I'm excited. But yeah, anyway, Step Aside 2.0. This was step 3. The 3-step step. Stop, breathe, consider your stance. I will see you tomorrow at 7:30. Peace.